What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name is D-Rock, and today I want to go over how to make, I guess, kind of like glitchy fills, similar to like Seven Lions, Xilent. I think Virtual Rye uses it a little bit. Maybe a few other people, but yeah, let's get a listen to what kind of we'll be making today. So it's these sections right here. So it uses a combination of both some stuff within a Kong and then a few synths and then some automation to make this stuff happen. But all right, let's. I'm gonna start from scratch here. Don't need you. I'm gonna get rid of you guys. And we're going to start with the stuff in the Kong. So I'll actually I'll get rid of these and just to start from scratch. So, all right, within the Kong, I like to use a chirp sample and a noise sample. So I guess the chirp isn't actually a sample. It's I like to make it. I think I did a tutorial on it earlier. But it's pretty simple. Load up a blank combinator pad. Basically, just turn up the bend time or the bend amount, and you get a chirpy sound. Then kind of just adjust. Oh crap! Turn the mute down. Then kind of adjust how you'd like it. I don't really like turning up the decay too much because then you get that tone. I'm looking more for just a chirp. Something kind of like that. Maybe throw a compressor on afterwards. Yeah, something like that. All right, so now the noise sample. The noise, I don't like to use the actual noise thing in here because I like to have more control over it. Right, so I grab a sample from the NN19 raw synth element stuff. You can grab pretty much from any of these. That works. But now we want it to actually only trigger when we're holding down the note. So what you can do is turn the decay time all the way down, turn the mode to this square. Gated, I guess is what it's called. I never really do that. So yeah, so now it's going to only play when this is held down. And for the length that it's held down as well. Next, we want to, we're going to throw a filter on. And it's going to be bandpass. Turn the resonance down, turn it up a little bit. That way we're only getting those like highs, high mids-ish noise tones. Otherwise, because we don't really want this chunk down there, and we're just looking for this higher tone. And actually, I want to turn that down a little bit and turn the decay time up a little bit. There we go. Cool. So those are the two things within the Kong. So actually, we can start writing the some of these parts. I like to have my grid on 16ths. That way, I can just make a chirp sample and make a noise sample, and then I can move it around as need be. So I like the chirps kind of on the second 16th and the very end of the phrase. Phrase kind of in between some of my big hits, just because I kind of like the way it sounds. I'd probably throw another one right here as well. Something like that. So already we're getting kind of glitchy. So now let's get some of the synth sounds. So the first one is going to be that kind of squarish tone. And actually what I like to use for it is a synced square wave. So we can actually turn off one and turn on two. They're both going to be analog. Turn them both to square. On the second one, you can turn the pulse width to 64. That way it's a true square wave. Turn up your sustain Open that up. Turn on sync. Drop the top one down an octave and the bottom one up an octave. Only one octave. Then bring up this and you start to get that kind of more grittiness out of it. You can throw in a hard clipper. Here, and then some pretty basic processing on here. I like to use scream, tape mode, just to bring out a few extra harmonics in there. And then chop out any lows sneaking in. And then a little ringer in there. And this can also be monophonic. And then you can slap a tiny bit of verb on it. For these glitches, we do not want a lot of verb. Actually, the next two synth sounds, we're not going to use any verb on whatsoever. So let's do a plate. Really short decay time. No damp, high EQ. And let's chop out any lows sneaking into the verb as well. All right, that works for me. Cool. So this is all in E minor. So I'm just going to throw in an E note in there, and I'll also do another one that's an octave lower. That way I can use it round. So I know I like a little one here. I kind of like how it kind of ends that phrase with that going up really quickly. I might move this one over here. I kind of like that right there. All right, so next, the last two synth sounds. These are going to be Thor's as well, and these ones are fairly simple. We're actually going to make one, and then we're just going to duplicate it and then change one of the oscillators on it. So for this, we're actually going to leave this on sawtooth, and then we're going to add a second one, noise oscillator. You can drop that down an octave. And let's shift the balance over to 1 a lot. That way, we're at like a little bit below 9 o'clock. I'm going to use a mod envelope to modulate the pitch really, really quickly of this. So it goes down. And let's make it like quicker though. That way we have something a bit more interesting going on when the note actually first hits. Cool. Let's actually pretty much do the same processing as before. Actually, let's turn up this mix a little bit because you can kind of hear as we bring that in, it gets with this oscillator going on, it does something kind of funky to the noise. And then we'll also throw in a hard clipper too. Then it really happens. And that's kind of the sound that at least I'm looking for. Obviously, you can kind of find your own sound. Basically, you're looking for something like just pretty darn buzzy. Once again, chop out some lows. That works for me. And now we're just going to duplicate this, and we're just going to change this first oscillator to I like the wavetable and then random signs with the position all the way up. Still really, still pretty gritty, but it's just got a slightly different timbre. And now we can write little just like one notes again. Let's see, we're writing in E minor, as I said. And we'll do one that's up an octave as well. And then you just kind of want to place them kind of sporadically around, kind of just, jumping back and forth between each sound. And you'll hear you get this type of stuff. Let's also throw this through the sidechain bus. I should have named that to something. That way they duck when these kick drums hit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Might want to turn these two up a little bit. Or maybe turn down that noise one in the Kong. Where are you at? There we go. Cool. turn you down a bit. Cool. So yeah, that's how I write, or that's how I've learned to write kind of those glitchy fills. The one other thing I would recommend doing is chopping the reverb off of your pads or whatever sound you have going on beforehand. So to do this quickly, let's create a new one, and we'll just automate the mute to mute those sounds during that glitch. Mute any verb sneaking in there. So you can hear over here, there's a lot of extra verb going on. It kind of hangs on there for a minute. So let's throw that one over there too. Keeping us empty. For right now, let's just copy and paste this, and we'll rearrange it though. It's like let's do this. I don't want you. I'm gonna drop you and you down an octave, I think. I don't like those back-to-backs there. You can actually probably get away with using that since I have these chirps in there. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's just you know, just kind of randomly filling in the blanks for that. Obviously, you could probably drop this down even smaller. Let's get some really kind of really more glitched out tones. Maybe not quite that small, but it's just because with the mod envelope, it just kind of sounds like a fart. But yeah, that's how I've been making these little glitch fills. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, concerns, anything like that, you can drop me a comment or shoot me a message. Otherwise, I will catch you guys next time.